We're live. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We are back. Welcome back to everyone. First and foremost, let me start with Peter. We have not been here for 2 weeks. Peter, how are you today? How
I'm
has your
doing.
week?
My week has been good. I'm doing fine. I am looking forward to this conversation. Very important conversation about our country and people and things that's going on. So yeah, I'm looking forward to us talking about what's going on in Liberia and what our thoughts are about what's going on. How about
Okay.
you?
Well, it's been a it's been a too eventful week. You remember we had the convention here. Mr. Cummings were in town. I guess I overworked myself. I entertained a lot of people in my house. I literally spent from Wednesday to Saturday cooking, cleaning, picking people up from the airport, and then I got sick in the interim. So I'm literally just recovering, and but I'm excited about what's ahead. Yeah, we have some hiccup. We're gonna fix those hiccups, and then we will come out stronger than we were before. That's the essence of in an organization. You look at challenges as opportunity to where you say introspect and then build a better organization or build a forward march, and that's what I'm looking forward to. So I'm looking forward to the days ahead. All the what I would call it, the wolves that will come out of the pack, that will come smelling everything and getting ready to do some hard work. That's what I'm looking forward to. Yep.
Me too.
Okay. So that said, I want to start today talking to the Liberian people to say, those of you who are already tuning in, thank you. Please share. When you share after the show, I'm going to open this particular one, this blog, but I will appreciate if you go to the second third page, which is Islam will open and share from there, so all of us can be able to, everybody can have access to the page, have access to this conversation, because this is a very important conversation. This is what we're going to have today is about the lifeblood of your country, of our country, which is the money, the engine that lubricate every nation. It's funding the resources or the economic system, and this is what we're talking about: the budget, the money that is being used, how the money that we give, that is collected, what it's used for, what it should be used for, how is it being expanded, and that's what we want to talk about. Okay, so we want to talk about. We first want to just acknowledge that we see there are a lot of moving parts going on in Liberia. There are things that are happening in Liberia. Okay, we see some of the roads that were being constructed still being in the continuing. We see that schools that we took loan for to build, some of them are supposed to be maybe about 100 schools. We see one or two being finish up. That's good news. Okay. But what we want to talk about, we want to talk about how the 2026, how the 2025 budget, 2024-2025 budget impacted Liberia, and how will this new budget impact Liberia? In a nutshell, what's in it for the everyday Liberian? So that's what we're going to talk about today. All right. How does the woman selling in the market don't got flare? How does that impact her? How does that impact the everyday Liberian? How does that impact the child that was snatching pocketbook yesterday just to eat, or the one that was trying to steal a bag just to eat? Okay, somebody will say I'm making excuses. No, it's not an excuse. So, Peter, that's what I want to talk about today. And
Yeah.
let's
No, I want to go ahead.
go ahead. No, no, go. I'm
No.
listening.
No, I'm saying I was going to join you. I want to join you in talking about that, but I also want to talk about the attitude towards how our country is being run and this civil war mentality that we have. Right. So I want to join you in talking about the budget, and we could look specifically about why what's being spent. First thing first, I want to lay the groundwork. You know what a man cares about by what he spends his money on. Okay, what he
Right.
spends his time and money on.
Right.
We can do nothing with our money. The budget is just simply this is what the nation needs to survive and to thrive. Where is the money going? That's one of the topics I want to talk about today. Where's the money going, and why is it being allocated like it is? That means why is certain people getting why are certain people getting how much that percentage and others getting that? And look at what Joseph Boycott talked about when he said his arrest agenda, right? And agriculture was the first on that list. When you look at the budget, agriculture got less money this year in the new budget than it had last year. So you can see a person who's playing mind games and manipulative con game with the lives of our people. Okay, so I wanted to talk about that. I also wanted to talk about um, the asset recovery team
Mm-hmm.
indicting Finabundo,
Mm-hmm.
and I applaud that. I think this is all I've been advocating. This is all a person like me will ever advocate, right? You hold people accountable for doing wrong to vulnerable people, right? To the nation. It's a crime against the state. But here's
Right.
what bothers me about what's going on. Finabundo, to me, is not the only person that should be arrested, right? That should be indicted. You can't just the celebratory laughter on Facebook. Like when I say civil war mentality, it's like you know how we used to do in Liberia. We used to do this with the eye, like teasing, and that's not how a mature government operates. That's not how sophisticated, measured people operate and speak and carry themselves, right? So there are people who are gleefully celebrating this woman being indicted.
Right.
Meanwhile, how did Joseph Boyka get $10 million to build a villa? Mo Ali said he's one of the people who was on that show, Cash Reload this show, and talk about Fina Bundle. Dude, you say you spend $125 million on
A
$125,000 on
borehole.
something, yeah, that costs less than $8,000. You don't get to speak. You're not the right messenger. And we have this mean spirited, when I said civil war mentality, like I would pay my debt attitude towards what should be objective truth, right? What should be objective standard of decency, okay? What should be objective standard of integrity? Um, this week we see that people are saying George Weah is sick. Why
Yeah.
are you celebrating
No,
that?
they're not understanding he's sick. They say he's gone. Yes, which is really, really deplorable, if you ask me.
Why would
It's
anyone want to
indeed.
celebrate that?
Yes.
So meanwhile, then CDCNs will come on and say, "We are 2029. We don't care how you like it or you don't like it." So it's not the when I say civil war mentality, it is not about the greater good of our country, right? It's about
No.
I want to pay my debt. I want to suck it to you, and there is no nation. So this unity that we have with a country that needs unity more than ever, while a country is being exploited on an industrial scale by agents who are assisting foreigners, like costing them to take out everything that the country will need for our children's future. We are literally turning a blind eye to it while we over here punching at each other. That's what
Each
I mean when
other.
it's a
Yes.
more mentality, right?
Yeah.
So that's what is burning me up inside, watching the interaction of our people and not understanding what needs to happen is we need a nationalistic leader who unites us. We don't have that. Meanwhile, he's allowing things to happen that harm the country. So yes, let's look at the budget. Let's look at what he claimed that he was going to do. Okay,
Okay.
cars. Yeka was um, out about doing a tour this week,
Yes.
just showing how
Yes.
bad the
In
roads
Babalu
were.
County. In Babalu
Yeah,
County. Will you let for me to play that just briefly so we can see? Because we
absolutely.
We're seeing these
Absolutely. So
field goal being made, and people are amplified it all, or they're paying them to amplify it, to tell our people or fool our people to do that. So give me 1 second as
yeah, but
we
why you look for that? Yeah,
uh-huh.
something else you said,
Yes.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
that resounded with me deeply. It was sometimes this week. I think it was you either said it on you either posted a government who's doing the job shouldn't need a propaganda arm. The people
No,
should
you
just
don't.
feel this. You just feel the impact. This you just see the impact, right? When you need to hire so-called consultants, um, fake, know nothing people who don't add one value to the standard of living of our people, and all their job is to manipulate and silence people. That is grotesque. This government that has never passed, no one, I challenge anyone to tell me a single bill that has been passed by this government that have elevated the standard of living in Liberia. Did it create
None.
jobs? Did it create better schools? Did it stop capital flight? Did it get Liberians economically secure where they could compete against the foreigners who dominate our economy? No. Did it get our kids to compete with the outside world? No. Did it make the water better? No, nothing. Right? Everything is bare minimum. I'm not saying they have done nothing, but I'm saying they're wasting the money. There are other more important things we could do with the money that we're wasting on the overpass bridge. Right? So when you look at what's going on, yes, Andy, these people, our Congress, our legislatures, pass a law, a a slander and libel law, a cyber law. They're waiting for boycott to sign it into law. They didn't come up with a policy of how to create jobs. They didn't come
No,
up with a new strategy how to improve the schooling system or the health
no.
care delivery system. Okay, how to infuse money, how to create a middle class, how to stop capital flight. They didn't come up with any of that. They worked to say you can't call us rogue unless you got proof. If you call us rogue and you don't have proof, and you say on Facebook where people might see it, we're gonna we're gonna put you in jail. We're gonna arrest you and throw the
They're gonna
weight
be
of the
putting me in jail
law
many
on you.
times.
So this is what, yeah, I'm glad I got my blue passport. So you can come and arrest me. I'm calling 100% calling quick. Um, and this is what they're doing, right? Protecting themselves from being criticized. Okay, just like they come to power, yes, Andy, they couldn't tell you how they're going to create jobs, but they're damn sure going to tell you if you don't wear a helmet, we're going to take your motorcycle away. The only way that you feeding your family,
Right.
right? You need to wear a reflective vest, as if that's what the people want. So they're doing nothing to help the people because that thing takes skills, but being a dictator and a bully, that takes zero skills. To be an obstructionist, that takes zero skills. And that's all these mindless, numb minded people know. Nothing about building the country, but they know how to tell you what to do and be destructive and be obstructionist. Okay. They know how to break down homes, they know how to break down businesses. That they know. Okay. They know how to spend money on frivolous things like buying, I don't know how many buses they bought. Okay. How is that going to infuse, instead of coming up with a policy, how do we infuse foreign capital in the country? They want to go and beg for money. They don't know how to, they're not creators. They can't build nothing. Okay. That's what burns me up inside.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you. Let me play this really quickly, and then we'll talk about where we are in respect to. First, let me amplify this. Liberian people, you need to understand this. The taxes that you're paying now is going to go up. 13%. 13%. That will put strain on the everyday Liberian. It will put strain on those of all who are helping back home. Okay? And shipping stuff back home. Okay? I need you to understand, I'm not going to sit here and go over each budget line. Maybe I would get a few accountants to come over here and we can have that conversation on here to go over the budget line by line. When CDC were in power, Bwaka Jaliba and his group, CEPAR, CEPAR. They used to sit down and analyze the whole budget line by line per allocation. Now that they are in position, this is the government in position. They're telling you, they're only amplifying where they think is good for you. This dude who have worked from finance and other places is telling us Liberian that 4%, a little over 4% investment in a country that been to war, okay, that been to war in education is huge, okay? It's a big impact, but they're
Okay,
borrowing.
can I stop you for a second though? Just
Yeah,
on
yeah,
that,
yes.
I hate to like stop your flow.
Go ahead.
So you saw Boyka Jalaba says 4%
Mm-hmm.
is a huge investment, right?
Mm-hmm.
How will he know what a huge investment is in education? Is he an educator? Has he
No,
studied? Has he given you a comparison comparisons with other nations who are coming out of poverty to say this is how much to spend? Because the truth of the matter is the numbers that a lot of people spend when they come out of poverty, I'm talking about from Rwanda to South Korea to all those countries who were to
to
Botswana,
Singapore,
it
yes.
was
Mm-hmm.
Singapore, it was at least 18 to 23%. Okay,
Yes,
this is how you know they're intentional about education. What does Boyka Jalaba know about world history, about anything that has to do with nation building? But he gets to talk. He gets to tell us what's happening too, based on what facts. 4% he thinks is high because he knows nothing and people give him a pass for it. So they go on these talk shows and they talk. What nations spend 4% on their education budget that was come out of poverty, that was able to escape poverty to self-sustainability? Name one nation, boy, God, Jalaba. Name one. Which nation have you studied that ever worked for? So how do you get to say that's a huge amount? You just talk nonsense. This is why we need to be on the radio, not just on Facebook. So I will challenge the man to come. Let's debate world history about other nations that was able to escape poverty with the same social economic standards as we have, the same geographic makeup as we do. Okay, the same level of education with where we have way more natural resources. Tell me one nation you study that's similar to what we're doing, that is doing what you claim is good and worked for them. I
and
guarantee you, you couldn't tell me.
he also lied. He said the legislature branch to even add a layer of comfort, the lawmaker will not receive pay increase. They're getting over $50 million increase. So that is a lie also and misleading. These people have no intentions of changing this country. But Peter, let me play this. I have pulled this out. So let me go ahead and play this video and we'll come back to back up what we're talking about, how and why this is so important at this point, what we're talking about, so people can understand where we are as a nation. Okay, let me see where I am here. I just pulled that up. Come on. Okay, Peter, you there? I'm trying to pull this up, and it
Yes,
is,
I'm listening to you.
yeah, I'm pulling this up, so I'm trying to see this. It takes a moment. This Yeka video, I
So,
don't know.
so let me say this while you're looking for that, right?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
when you talk about you're looking at the budget and they say they cut their budget, the legislature cut the budget. How so? When you increase your committee fees, let me explain to you what a committee fee is, people. So whenever they are passing a law, they need experts to come and say, this is what we believe that the impact is going to have in the country. Whether it's some legislative measure about medicine or schooling or new roads or building or dam, whatever, right? They need people to come in and testify, and they need people to sit there and listen. Uh, um, those how's it called? testimonies, right?
Right.
We are paying them to pretty much do their jobs. That money went up. How much they're getting paid just to listen went up. Constituency
Right.
visit. When they go visit their own constituency.
Where they're supposed to be
That,
living, they're supposed to be part of. Yes.
yeah.
That's an
So they're
abuse.
giving them way more, millions more for that, right? So what happens is they just took the budget and reallocated. Someone said to me today, Youngblee cut her, she's the only one who cut her budget. First of all, Youngblee doesn't have a budget. She's part of
No.
what's called the Senate. Okay. She don't have an individual budget. She's part of the Senate. And anything that comes out of the House of Senate is a compromise, is based on consensus. So when they can take the money and hide it in another aspect, because so many people was angry at how much money she had for scholarships, how much she paid for her the
Yeah.
gasoline for her generator. So now she takes the money and allocates it behind other things. Oh, she cut her budget. You're literally talking to us like we are stupid
We're
people and we
stupid.
don't have
Yeah.
children. We
Right.
don't have children that look up to us, and we don't have any education. Okay, there's how much she gets paid, what is allocated to her is way too much money for the value that she adds to our country.
If
Period.
I
Full
know.
stop. Period. Full stop. So what these people are doing is they're reshifting the budgets to other things. I don't even like talking about the budget because it's all they're spending time doing, because you can manipulate that. Okay. My question would be, I don't give a damn about your budget. How are we going to generate money for the country? What
Are
is the
we gonna
plan?
create jobs? Yes.
How are we going to pay back the debt that we have at the
Yes.
tune of 2 point something billion? I think $2.6 billion. How are we going to start paying
2.7.
back our debt? Okay,
2.7.
which is over half of GDP. So as you're projecting it to be, when we're going to pay so we can get our credit rating up? Does that matter to you, or you want to keep talking to adults like we are stupid, and you expect it not to be this the back and forth that's not civil, because you're talking to a grown adult with a brain as if they don't know what you're talking about. Okay, and that's what's going on in Liberia. When are you going to tell us a job creation plan? Okay,
Thank you.
before we look at how much they're going to spend on education, how much they're going to spend on healthcare, how much they're quote unquote going to spend on healthcare, because at the end of the day, yes, Andy, our people don't feel the impact because the impact is minimum, very minimum. But go ahead.
No, 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 you're correct. So reallocating, or let's say being dishonest and hiding stuff, just moving from one corner to one corner to make it look like they're letting something go. No, I strongly believe, Peter, the budget, and in fact, they're projecting all of this, because all of these are projection, right? My point is, last year they celebrated the same way. They were going almost $800 million. So because they were going almost $800 million, and people were dancing all over the place. What did they do in the middle of, after they did all that walla baloo? They took the money, they divided among themselves, they stole some, they fought for almost 7 months over speakership. Okay, what did they do? They came back and recast the budget. Am I right so far? They came back,
100%.
they came back and recast the budget. All right. I I I live in Georgia. Our budget, you have to work within the budget. If you go over the budget, it's the law. You will have to go ahead and find a way to balance that budget. You are not going to come back and recast. You are not. You are not. The only budget that can be recast might be the federal budget. Okay. And maybe Liberia is at that level. But my thing is, why do you project? Because you don't, you work, you collect cash, you have a cash-based budget. All right. You over project just so you can pay yourself, because Peter, this is roguish. That's what they're doing. This is exactly what they're doing. They over project. Most of them get the money up front. All right. Then if it does not reach where they want it to reach, then they go ahead and they recast or they borrow. Okay. So let's look at what they have in. Let's first look at the uh, the state-owned enterprises that's supposed to be bringing in money. Okay, let's see what their contribution, and what we need to do is Peter need to go back, not to we are time. We can go back to Ellie's time, how much each of these agencies were contributing to the budget. Then we go to and we have time, with how much each of those agencies were contributing to the budget. Then we'll come to Buaka, because I mean some of us don't have the time. It's because this is people like Jaliba then that their job in Liberia. Time for some of us is the essence is not on our hand. Okay. So maybe I can find for 5 persons and still listen. You go, if anybody on this line that can help us volunteer, you go to Ellington. Let's look at the last. Usually, when you're doing budget projection, you go for the last 2 or 3 years with the most recent. So go for the last 3 years or 2 years. Just give us some numbers. How much was the agency, the state-owned agency or enterprises contributing to the budget? All right. In China, that's why people don't pay taxes, because these state-owned enterprises, the money they make, they put it back into the development of the nation. That's why China is growing this fast. You don't have state-owned enterprises, you put money to it, only the leaders and the people get rich and the rest of the nation suffer. Okay, this is like payback. Like this is the water mentality: live and let die. Somebody speak, you threaten them. So we need to talk about it.
Not only that, Yasendi, so let me come in. So let's just think about Freeport, right? How much
Yes,
money, and they're raising it to I think 13% now, you said. How much
yes.
money are they collecting at Freeport? They are contributing zero
Peter, hold on
to
one
the national
second,
budget.
folks. Folks, listen up. You're on the platform. Please help us share. We are rebuilding this platform. We used to have over 100,000 members on here. We don't anymore. We don't want to talk to ourselves. We're here every Sunday talking to you. It's time that we consume. We want to maximize people that we talk to, and we are not going to pay people, to boost this to get number. We want you to come. So please help us share. Okay, whether you agree or disagree with us, please still share, and let's get other people input or insight. We want to know where you're thinking. Are your voice? What do you think about this? Peter, go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just talking about the Freeport, right? And we
Right.
can go to water and sewer in a second. You rightly stated. So what China has is not a capitalist system. They have what is it's not a democratic socialist system. So it's more socialist thing than it is communist when it comes to how the people the government is communist, yes, but the economic system is mostly socialist. Here's what that means. That means the country is run as a collective, as a business, where the profits from that benefits the citizens. This is
Yes.
how, and this is what communists talks about wanting to do. You, what they do is they eliminate major bills of their citizens. When I say major bills, first shelter, houses. They take care of people's houses, right, to a minimum. They take care of the health care. Those are the two biggest things, right? Transportation, very, very cheap. So what the Chinese and the reason they're able to do that is they don't steal the money. In China, if you get caught stealing, you die.
They die. Exactly.
You die, right?
You
If you
die.
get caught helping an exploiter that comes to the country, that's betrayal of the country. You die. We don't do that. We allow these people to come and
Oh
have
no,
these
we praise
fake.
them. They pay our
Yes,
children to sing for them, to dance for them.
yes.
Yes, Peter, go
We
ahead.
have
Yes.
these fake citizens who are not full Liberian citizens who are facilitating people taking our diamond, our gold out the country and our oil, just exploiting it and getting rich and getting just the greed they're eating. In China, that will not happen. That money is coming from what, as much as in the bundle, I'm saying she's not the only one, but what she did was grotesque. Think about how much, $6 million. How many homes could we have built with that money for our
Right.
kids? How many schools? How many modern clinics and medication we could have gotten with that money alone, just that one person. Okay, so not just how Nathan McGill, all these people who are taking money, these people are not. These people are their crime is not victimless. Okay, I wrote a poem about that. It's
Oh,
not victimless.
exactly.
The,
Exactly.
the
Their crime
people,
is not victimless. Yes,
our
indeed.
people are literally losing everything. There is no country that was able to function with this level of corruption.
No.
Okay, so when you look at what they are doing and what other nations do, let's talk about the Freeport. Freeport used to be free. So now, Yasendi, if you want to send, even if you want to help your family back home and send things back home, they charge you an arm and a leg to do that
Yeah.
to a point where it's not even worth it. They literally create. Martin Kalu was talking about a monopoly that's been created again. There's a reason why monopolies are illegal. Let me explain what I mean when I say monopoly. You only allow one person to do that into that business. Okay. It is illegal in any capitalistic country. I'm not saying capitalism is the best form of government, but what's even worse is allowing one greedy person to be the only one selling a product. This is not how no country is built. Okay, and most of the time is foreigners who have those monopolies. Okay, so now the free pool is way exorbitant. We can't bring in stuff without charging us arm and a leg. We sit there and let it happen. We allowing these people to have monopolies over our government, over our economy. You look at all the major stores, Yasendi, all the hardware stores, all the grocery stores,
Yeah.
everything that makes any money. This is where the capital flight is coming from. People, remember, those people are in Liberia just like we're in America to get money to repatriate back to our country. Okay, they're here working so they can help their family back home. They're working to send money back home. So all the money that we send to our family, all the major goods and services, the people who run them are people who are not from the country. So I
And they are
source
the
the money
only one
into
that are
Liberia.
allowed to bring those goods to the country. So
Yes, they're only our government is literally preventing us from being of service to our people or competing with these people. Like we literally have a betrayal government. Okay, and when our money, every dollar you send home goes home, is it bounces once or twice, it go right back to India, it goes right to
yeah,
China, it goes right to Turkey or Lebanon.
yes,
Almost every dollar. The country will never develop. That's called capital flight. The way you stop it is you have to make Liberian ran businesses. You got to make the citizens compete against those foreigners, right? Or be drastic against the foreigners. No one's advocating that. The point I'm making is we have government officials who do not get it, Yasendi. Not only do not get it, they don't care. They have no nationalistic bone in their body. They don't care about the nationalists. They don't care about what the general public wants. Everything they do, y'all, is all about parents. I saw them doing another thing this week on one of their propaganda kids that they hire. Look how clean. Look at this road. Look how clean Bushra Island is. Look, all they want to do is their parents are prosperity, not real prosperity. So you break people's homes down so that or you tell the market people who are trying to make money, get off the street, get off the street. Meanwhile, you did nothing to increase how much money they're making.
yes,
Okay, look how
yes.
crass
Please,
they
yes,
are about removing those people. Like they're so careless and heartless. There's nothing wrong. There is absolutely nothing wrong with saying don't sell on the street or you have to move your homes and we'll give you a year. But you know what a real empathetic, real government would have done? Would give them an option. Say, okay, there is a law, eminent domain is the law that says if the government needs that, they get to take that property. You give them time, you give them money to move and get a new place, give them a place where they can still earn the money they're earning where they are, or you build homes for them. Every country has done that. Okay, again, the South Koreans have done it. All these countries have done it. Argentina did it for their people. What happens is we have a government that we knew was going to do what they're doing, that could care less. Like the type of government that would beat their own kids, right? They don't mind hitting their kids until they bleed as if the people are slaves. No empathy. Okay, they don't care about our people, and all these people care about is power and the money they're getting from the country is what can we get, what can we extract from our country. It's shameful what's happening here, Cindy.
You know, Peter,
Shameful.
Peter, thinking about it, you look at places like Turkey, right? Turkey just got her independent in the 1900s, like around 1932. Okay. We are proud to say Turkey is giving our children scholarship. Okay. To go to learn their learning style, their history. It has nothing to do with our local, our mindset, our culture. And that's why in this country, you see, they say African American studies. Okay. Because their experience is different. It's inclusive of their culture, their journey. Okay. Besides the overall learning environment. All right. Now, Peter, I need and we need to go back. What I'm gonna do this weekend, and we might have to come up with low money. I need to get, if you are in Liberia, a few young Liberians, okay, maybe 3 or 4. It would be contractual, okay, to come together. We want you to come analyze the budget for. I don't have the time, okay. I have school, I got work. I'm an educator, and Peter will tell you, being an educator in America, you don't go to school, you teach and come and lay the book down. We don't. Okay, we have to plan lessons. We have to do economy meeting, which is lesson planning together, and you have to do individual lesson planning. You have parents teacher calls a meeting. You have what you call
You got
professional
grading, you got
development.
papers,
Huh?
you got a
Yeah,
bunch of grading to do.
you
Bunch
have
of
to grade
grading.
papers. Some of us every week at minimum, you have to enter at least 2 grades, at least in where I am, minimum. Okay. So if you have 140 students, that 120 paper, especially if you teach history, you got to read through, you got to make sure where the writing is correct, the sentence is structured, the punctuations are in place. You're not literally just looking and passing. Because those, thank you, Brother Nenura, because those document, you got to keep it. If tomorrow the parents come or somebody come, the state come, they're studying that you got to keep for audit. So you got to make sure you're going through this information, that you are fair, you're straight in all of these things. So there are protocols that you must follow. It's not like where the teacher can beat up the student, they bust their eye, and they say the student was frisky. Okay. Then we have professional development. We have our own lives. All right. Yes, I understand budget work. I have an MBA. Peter has the same way, but I don't have the time. All of these are time consuming. So if I can get 3 young people to kind of pull the budget, dissect it, and we can come here and talk about it on the lowest term, the layman term, the everyday person term. Okay. If you said don't have to come, let's just discuss it, or somebody can come if you want to be a part, and we'll discuss it and have the Liberian people participate in here. Now, let's talk about the MPA, where Mr. Dukle, who have been in the news about trying to dupe uh, 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 investors in Liberia. When Matela, what I need Matela, what Matela last name? What Matela last name? Was at that port. All right. She used to contribute between $5 to $10 million. The highest was $10 million. Okay. When Mr. Dukle took over that port, he said he was going to be contributing around $10 million. Then it came down to $7 million he will contribute. He have never met any of those. The seaport is busier than ever before. It will not setting for our people. Okay, people are shipping in. Constructions are going up. Liberians around the world are building, okay, guest houses, resorts, okay? They're flying in and out. The traffic between here is not like during the first early time when most people say, oh, I'm not going to that place. Still this is play that. So it is almost impossible. I would say that it is almost impossible that between even we are government that were contributing to Boaka's government, that this port is not contributing a dime to the country's budget. then that means the dude does not need to be there. He cannot manage. That is the gateway, the freaking gateway to our country. Do you know how much the port in Georgia, Savannah, alone contribute to the budget in this country? I will tell you in a
But
moment.
but yeah, let
Peter,
me
can I
jump
play
in.
this before you come in?
Yes, yes, you may.
Okay, let me play this video, please. Let me play it because they're running all over the place. Yeka, thank you for this video. I know the last time the Liberian police decided they would beat Yeka, they were pushing in the place. We saw him abusing him. Nobody talked. They didn't say he was a lawmaker. Nobody. I didn't say anything. I'm watching to see what they were going to do. There we go.
As we go, we will inform the Liberian people that Joseph Walker said that immoral and lying to the people and taking money and building his home. Oh, people in small, show them to come out to the car. There goes, so the Liberian people can see how Morocco live here. Yeah? Since she became senator, she has never come on this according to the people here. Look at the car. Look. Is that how the people live here? Then Morocco is immoral and say everything okay? Huh? Just surrender. Is it how the poor live here? Look at the poor living condition. Yeah? How the poor living, where are you? When are you going to come? When are you going to use the power you get to employ your brother to NASCAR? When are you going to use the power you get to he getting in play here, pull up for fun and going enjoying yourself? She got nothing to say. The same black of that we said, Joe, we are living there for we were not bringing nothing. Saint Joseph Bagan started going, how have Joseph Bagan brought to Liberia? Tell me what Joseph Bagan not bring. Okay. Is that the corporate that will say, okay? Is that the Joseph Bagan that will brought to take 10 million now and build his property on? I mean, if for Joseph Bagan, I'm going to see Bella Yala. I will go to Bella Yala because we will take you to Bella Yala if I will have to. Can people, anybody in the country, they will have to make commitment to the Liberian people that Joseph Walker will be in wheelchair and go to Bele Yala to jail. Because he has just become a crook and an embarrassment to the country. Joseph Walker, you are low. We never brought you to this power to treat the country like this. We said him alright, we enjoy it. We said that we're alright. But because we're taking the movement to the people, we'll see the road condition of the.
Thank you, Yeke. Thank you so much, Yeke. Okay, that was Yeke, Peter. Folks, that was Yeke.
So whenever I hear Yeke speak, I'm like, who's the next Yeke? And people usually will see the delivery of the message and don't get what's behind the delivery of the message. That, my friend, is a verbal protest. This is why the freedom of speech was invented, was guaranteed in the Constitution.
Yep.
The man can either do what he's doing, or you could take guns and start a war and kill people. Because what is happening in our country is dire. It's literally life or death. Listen to what he's saying. Listen to his grievances. Joseph Boyka, you promised that you're going to fix these roads, and you're lying about it. You're manipulative. Joseph Boyka, not only are you manipulative, you took money that could have gone to fixing the roads and making the lives of Liberians better, and you built homes for yourselves in your county. Okay, your son is splurging on yachts for his birthday.
Yep.
That money does not belong to your son or you.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you say I'm going to take you to Bella Yala, there's nothing more as support than that. There is no accountability for you, Joseph Boyka. So what the man is saying is, if that's the last breath that I have in me, if you don't promise that you're going to hold Joseph Boyka and people like him accountable because there are people dying, there's going to be a problem. I'm not going to support you. And I agree with Yeke. Not only do I agree with Yeke, I will do everything in my power to make sure that happens. He needs to go to jail. The problem is people think the lives of a person like Joseph Boyka, his children, and the blood that goes through his veins is better than our parents, our grandparents, our aunties. How?
Right.
How is this now a civil war mentality? You think your family is better than my family? And why would I say that? Because you're taking the money that should go to everyone's family and you're taking it and putting it in your pockets. And when people try to speak about it, you try to silence them.
Yeah, you send
You
people to
send out
silence them
propaganda.
or to threaten them. Yes.
Okay, threatening to murder, to take their lives away, their livelihood away. And that's
Yep.
not okay. And it's never going to be okay. And some of us are not going to take that sitting down. And that's why Yeke speaks like he does, because if he spoke calmly about it, you do like you've done with everything else, ignore it. Like you do with rape, like you do with the fact that we have a budget that's 90% of it is recurring expenditures. That means just paying bills and taking care of services. Our country would never be built. You don't have a
No.
person who would ever come out here and say, this is how we plan on moving forward. This is how we plan on creating jobs. All the things that matter to the country. Now, one day, can this man come out here and say, this is how we're going to accomplish that? This is how we're going to better our school systems. This is how we're going to make sure our kids who are graduating high school, they're not relegated, even if they graduate high school. Most of them don't. To riding pen or keke for the rest of their lives. This is
Yeah.
how we're going to get our country better prepared to compete in the AI revolution. This
Yep.
man doesn't say that. And these people want us to accept that because he built a building, because he's doing an overpass bridge. He is wasting money. He has no business running the country. He is destroying the lives of our children and our grandchildren and the future of the country with the money that he's misallocating and stealing. It is not okay. And this is why Yeke speaks like he does. Okay? And he has to speak like that, because if he doesn't speak like that, you don't listen. That's a verbal protest. That's what protesting is a guarantee under the Constitution. So I do support Yeke. Okay? There is no reason why the roads look like that. There are many more things you can do to make it convenient for people to go through that impasse. Many more things. And we sit there and we don't listen to the people who are saying there are lives being affected right now. What Joseph Boyka is doing, and imagine that type of person is representing us in the international community. Understand this about racism. These people believe that black people, black men and women, black children, my child, your child, are inferior intellectually. And this is
Yep.
why they can't govern their own affairs, right?
Yep.
Their
Yep.
homes is going to look, their homes are going to look chaotic. It's going to look like that road that Yeke just showed. It's going to be dirty. It's going to look like a slave village. And guess what? When you continue to elect people like Joseph Boyka, you are telling them they're right. And we're saying we don't agree. We're saying he does not represent us. We are
Thank you.
better than that.
Yes.
We're much better than that. He's a manipulator, and we allow a manipulator to come and manipulate our people. Whereas he's wearing a $900 pair of shoes right now, a $8,000 suit, and a $600,000 car driving around, while his people around him is suffering. And this old Bushman have a nerve to say Donald Trump is coming for someone. And if it's not for the people in the Americas and diaspora, you won't have 800 million of the money that goes into your country. You don't know how to create an economy. You can't create jobs. We are literally sustaining our families who live there by us working overtime for hours and hours. And you have a nerve to fix your mouth and say something about the work we're doing here. Secondly, this man is so divisive. So he said that in Liberia, right? Let them say that Donald Trump's coming from. When he came to America and he did his nonsense conference in DC, what did he say? Don't send money back to our people. Joseph Boyka, if we don't send money back to our people, are you going to help them? Oh, you want us to have our families? You think we send our money to our family because of you, huh? You think we're going to sit there and allow our family to starve because of a person like you?
So, Peter, this is what is inhumane and deplorable, in my opinion. Okay, in my honest opinion, this is a man who made over $12 million, and in less than a year and a half was already broke, begging the very people who he tell him not to send money to Liberia. All of a sudden, he understands our plight. All of a sudden, he understands what half or 90% of the Liberian living in, especially in America, are experiencing, or he assumed that he know that the income level that we have, how we're struggling to try to help our people. Now he's telling us, and I think it's this mindset, live and let die mindset. I'm gonna live, so long I live, I'm fine. To help with the rest of people, they can die for all our kids. That's what he was trying to say to us. Now he was begging, we were collecting money to send him to hospital. We were collecting money for him to, or he was borrowing money. But now that he's in, that he has our bank book, he have access to our diamonds, to our gold, to our timbers, to all of our forests, our log, our marine life, the biodiversity. He does not care anymore. Now he's telling us, your stop. You know, some of the things, and not to veer off, that were really discouraging with their diaspora meeting. And Peter, if you remember, we came up with the diaspora summit in 2018, 2019. And it became so we decided we'll do the women, the all Liberian women conference, which were also another issue. And I'm going to keep it right there as it. Okay. The goal was not for you to come from Liberia to bring all your ministers here to tell us exactly what you are doing, what we already know you are doing and not doing. It was from our expertise to come together to craft, okay, based on the different facets. If you are in education, if you are in mineral, you are in mineral and economics or economist, all right. If you're an engineer, the different facets, you know, electrical, computers, structure, you know, hydro, all of them come together and see how do we design a plan that we can help change our nation and work hand in hand with the current or the sitting government to see how do we contribute our resource, okay, knowledge transfer. That's what it was. And besides the knowledge transfer, to think about the economic impact, our impact that we're making. You just talk about over $800 million a year, which is almost like half our GDP plus 200,000. So we are talking here, you're making a projection of, hey, Alfred, you're making a projection of 1.2 billion. You are getting a one-time sign of bonus for $200 million. All right. Now, a lot of things are not in that budget. Okay. The iron holding that they sign contract with is not in that budget. Okay. Other organizations, money that's coming in, even the oil block that they just did, it's not in our budget. Where is the money? You know it's not in that budget, right, Peter? So this is why we need to take our time and dissect this. If you are in the US and you have the time, you can make the time, please contact me. Let's come together. Let's look at this budget. Let's take our time. Even if we take our 1 week, okay? Going it. Because most of our people, you got to verbalize stuff for them and explaining it. And then when we finish, we can find a radio station. Peter, I need to call you after here because we need the money to get our radio station up and going. So I will call you and we'll talk to that. I don't want to go into that with plenty Liberian people. I just want to do 1 or 2 persons. Get that going so we can get to work. Now, so I just told you the oil block is not included in this budget. Where is that? The Ivy withholding is not in this budget. All right. It must tour the LPRC that was just going to take millions of dollars worth of income that were coming through taxes from Mustability Company that is confiscating it. It's only giving $1 million. $1 million. Peter, did you hear me? $1 million. But they were calling Musa bro because he brought in businesses, created business, and he paying taxes. But they bring in foreigners, okay, and give them the smaller job in the place, even driving job, then give them tax break. But you call a Liberian if they're meeting, if somebody's paying you over what, 10, $15 million. I don't know how much. Sir, do you know how much Musa was owing in taxes? Huh? 3.5 million. This is one business, 3.5 million. And then they told God, Amos Tour or Tour, whatever his name is, LPRC, he's only contributing $1 million. That's the whole agency. The whole agency is not a part of, it's the whole agency. That is a problem, Peter. That is a problem. Then let's go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Yeah. So here's what the problem is, Yasendi. The lack of accountability. We allow them to get away with it. So you said the person who's at the port, right? He's contributing
Yes.
fusa, nothing, right?
Zero. But the people,
Think
the
about
person
that,
that were
right?
there before were contributing between 5 to 10 million. So,
Okay. So
and I'm going to tell you our port here, how much we contribute, but go ahead.
So let's think about that, right? Yeah, they will say a different economic, different economies. So they have a way around it quickly.
It's
But
still the
here's the thing.
gateway. It's still the
Yes,
gateway. Yes.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? And you said this guy don't know what he's doing. No, he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows he can get away with it. He knows Joseph Boycott. This is how they siphon the money, right? So you can't say, oh, we took money direct out the bank. Where is the accountability of the money that's being made at the port? Who gets that money? He knows what he's doing. Joseph Boycott, them, these people are professional rogues. Okay. And they're literally what they say in America, they're playing in our faces as if we're stupid, right? Where's that money going? Okay. Joseph Boycott is not a patriot. Everyone knows it. He's not a Pan-Africanist. He's not a nationalist. No one can say the man just know how to use manipulative language. He's an old man that uses his age as a shield and hides behind it and his slave posture, and people fall for it like, oh, leave the old man alone. Listen to me, and you better listen good. He's old, but I have children. I have family members. I have nieces. His life is not any better than my nieces. As a matter of fact, I go 1 million steps further. They are more important than him to me. And if it's ever between him and them, it's not even up for discussion, my children. It's not up for discussion. So what's happening is you are literally allowing this old person that has contributed nothing to that country to take food and the future away from children, and we sit there and we don't hold them accountable. Okay, so when you talk about the free poor having nothing and more Ali barely contributing back to the budget, where's all the money going? All the revenue generators, where's the money going? And there's no accountability. So when Yeka said we need to put him in jail, he needs to go to Belayala, that better happen to whomever is opposition in this election coming around, unless, because that's what they're going to do, look to murder the people who are going to stand on a wall and says you're going to be held accountable, because this is not okay. It's not about you. It's about those women going to the hospital who die in childbirth because there's not enough medication, or tell them to go to a clinic to get medicine and bring it back to the hospital. That's murder. That's murder via corruption. And the lives and the blood. People's like, oh, he didn't kill auditors like George Weah, but he's killing people in the hospitals because of what he's doing. He's killing futures of our kids who are not in proper school and learning STEM education. He's killing the future of the entire country, and he's pretending all the while, and he wants us to play in a game of pretense with him. I refuse, and anyone with a brain refuses to play in the game of pretense. And these people who are emotionally attached to this man would like to give him a pass for what he's doing. And that's not okay. There has been no nation on this planet Earth that came from abject poverty to prosperity that did the things or moved the way Joseph Boycott is moving or made the decisions he made. They did not spend money on cars. They did not start building overpass bridges first. They invested in their people. They invested in the human capital of their people
development
first.
and infrastructure.
First.
Yes.
Okay, and they reduce the burden on the people's head. That's what you
Yeah.
do. You build them. You take care of their shelter. You take care of their food, and you make sure they're okay. And then you train them. They built the country that way. They didn't go
When you
buy
build, yes,
expensive
Peter.
shoes. They didn't do any of that. There is no country. This man can now articulate. He thinks using the acronym, and these people, oh, my arrest agenda. When you talk to people who have a brain, Mr. Boycott, you sound like a person with a brain that doesn't work. You sound like you have a mental disability because you cannot explain what you're doing. The acronym means nothing. Listen to how you spoke here, Cindy. This is why I'm going to land on this, right? Listen to what you just said. You said that the Asper conference that they just did was our idea. We came up with that. Not only was
Yeah,
our
we did.
idea, you articulated in details what was supposed to be. That's called vision.
Right.
That's called
Right.
vision. This is
Right.
why people are coming, and we cannot even offer ideas because they're going to half-ass do the ideas and say we try that.
We
No,
tried that.
you don't have a vision for it because it's not
Yeah.
yours. Okay, you
And
have
then,
no
Peter, you
vision.
know, the funny
That's
thing
not
is,
what the
the person,
diaspora conference is supposed to be about.
yeah, the person they put ahead is person who they felt comfortable with. Sometimes you got to work with people that you don't feel comfortable with, that have the vision, that can prepare you to where you need to be. Okay, I'm not saying come
Yeah,
to
but
me.
Yasendi, I don't think they care about the vision. They care about the perception. They like the name, the Diaspora Conference. They care about what it symbolizes, not what it actually accomplishes. That's what people are forgetting. When you say that man the port don't know how to manage the port, they don't care they don't know how to manage the port. That's not the objective. The objective is what can we extract out of this port to put in our own pockets and make sure our children are okay while the rest of the people then be those people who are suffering. That's their fault. And that's the thing. And Cindy, I keep saying this is how wars happen. You're not better than other people's families. You're not. When you're doing things that adversely affect them, some people are not going to take that laying down.
So, Peter, let me say this to the Liberian people. I want you to listen up here, okay? So, and this is what happens when we have to when we don't keep records, and we intentionally do not keep records in Liberia. The reason we don't want to digitize our system is then there will be some level of transparency. Okay, we will have no option but to be transparent. So everything that is happening is intentional. Okay, so they still want to be passing papers around, and they can't find papers. When they get ready, they burn their offices. That's what they want to do. So here we go. I want you to listen up here. Okay, here it is. In 2022, okay, the Liberian Revenue Authority, okay, reported that a total revenue collection from the source in the calendar in 2022 was 752 million. Okay, out of that 752 million, within that, customs support and border taxes, okay, through the CBO included those at the port, reported over $204 million per year. This is in during Rias time. I mean, go back to Ellie. Okay. Now, if they collected that, they were able to contribute to. I want to. Why is this not collected? These are not data that can be. These are just from the CIA fact page. Okay, where they collected. They don't know everything that happened inside. I also did something here on the port here. What is that? I was trying to look at the port, the port of Savannah here. I looked at it earlier, but I will find it and bring it to you. It contributed billions, just Savannah, billions to the Georgia budget and to the state budget. I mean, the country budget. So how we're importing cars, okay? We're importing millions of dollars worth of cars. Where are the taxes? Machineries, okay? Office supply. Liberia is an import economy. And they're import taxes. So where are the taxes going? Who gets it? Do we pack it and take it to Taylor House or to Braca House that we used to do Taylor time? So here's my thing though, Peter. During Taylor time, we had a million budget, and our people could find food to eat. Our kids were not being more in the street for stealing rice. During Ellington, her first day, we had a $70 million budget. Our people were trying to live. It was not like this. We get to 500 million, and the only people that walk out rich is those in power and their family, their friends, their girlfriends, their boyfriends, okay? They build separate schools like during the slavery days for they and their children. They create class system or caste system for they and their children. When I hear you, Peter, say this is how war happened. This is exactly how war happened. This is exactly why we went to war. Okay. It does. Today, I see some of you dancing all over here. I listen to Kula Fofana, and I'm very disappointed in her. Okay. Very disappointed. Not that I knew that she was going to do something, but I like to give people benefit of the doubt. When she came on the air insulting the Liberian people, okay, there's supposed to be somebody who our money, educated, scholarship out of the country, who has traveled. She came out on the air to tell us, because this particular area that has failed, this word that has failed, they went to strengthen ties and wrote an MOU, because this is not flying now with the Liberian people. So she have to put a face up to say, you know, when the president travels, it's not to go bring money. When you are in a country that your people, 64% of your people live in abject poverty, when you are a leader of the country that the people believe in, that you can save them, that you can change their lifestyle, that you can give them hope, when you leave 25 times, okay, and bring nothing, you are not going to make friends. We don't need more diplomatic ties. If it benefits up to no reason, okay, people will respect you when you build yourself up. The rest of the world, you see why Donald Trump has been sending to the young man named Torre. You see why now they just, you're talking about 36-month visa and you people are celebrating. What you do not understand is reciprocal, okay? It's reciprocity, okay? That's what it is. It's you gave me, I gave you. This for that. This is what it is. The Liberian government used to give our garden visa for 1 year. Okay? Liberian government decided, okay, no, the American people were not going to, how many Americans coming to Liberia? It's us who got American passport. Okay? That were paying that money. We'll give you for 36 months. In return, which were all the way last year, the U.S. government said, you know what? We will do the same kind in return. Okay? So we'll give you 36 months. That 36 months, a lot of you got that you're coming to come live in America. You cannot work on that visa. Okay? And that 36 months is contingent on, it's multiple entry. It's contingent on who you meet at the airport when you arrive. They can give you 60 days. They can give you 30 days. They can give you 120 days. But it's for you to go back and forth. How many Liberians that will get that visa and go back and forth? And now we amplify that when you are in a nation where you are celebrating your citizen leaving your country to go to other people's country, something is inherently wrong here. Peter, let's take another maybe 10, 15 minutes and end. It means something is wrong. You see the Korean, South Korean, they got visa to go to almost all of the developed world. But you know why they don't leave? The country is better than those countries. They come, they shop, they go. When the people come and live here, the children go to school here and the parents retire, they go back home and collect the Social Security from the country. Why your people want to run? Why your people are celebrating? It has to do with how you use the resource of the country. This is why it's important for us to talk about this budget. Peter, this budget needs to be dissected and deeply dissected. I am the poor that the pot that were contributing when we were just coming up to $10 million a year cannot contribute any money. That is a problem.
So I want to
Yeah,
go
Peter.
back and talk about the visas.
Mm-hmm.
And I equated to Americana when they first won the election. He wept. He
Yep.
cried. George Weah, when he won the election, he cried. When this woman, who the Secretary of State, whatever she is, when she
Mm-hmm.
got the reciprocal visas, she danced, and these were all broadcast for the world to see.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to George Weah. How did that impact the lives of the Liberian people that he won? Were these people gleeful because they was like, I can't believe I'll get to serve my people and
No,
and alleviate their problems, because it's all
no,
government service is, people. Government service is literally your burning desire to take on the burden of other people and fix it. That's what
correct.
government is supposed to be about. What's that? How can I help you with your problems? That's what
Yes.
government service is supposed to be about. Were these
And you're
people
supposed to
happy
have a
because,
plan how to do that. Mm-hmm.
yeah, were these people happy because they get to show the world how much this what I've been waiting to do, to show you guys like life doesn't have to be like this for you. No, they knew that in their mind they somehow won some lottery, personal lottery. Okay, what's Americana Kana has done so far that has helped the lives of Liberian people?
You got
Well,
millions and you
how?
lost the millions. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, how? Like, what has he done that's impacted the general well being of the people? There's nothing. Same thing when we are. There's nothing, right? It's extremely minimum. This woman is dancing. Are you saying that it's the rate of acceptance of a visa visa acceptance, or how, I don't know how it's called when you go to interview and they allow you to travel? Is that rate going to go up? No. So who is benefiting from that? Name the type of people. Isn't it the same elites? What type of
It
Liberians
is.
doing business from Liberian? What's the average Liberian doing business from Liberia to America that needs to come and go? I make okay money, but I can't come and go 3 times in a year to Liberia. I have a job and it costs a lot of money to go and come. So the person in Liberia is going to have enough money to come and go? No. That only the reason she danced was because it benefits the government officials.
Yeah.
It benefits the certain people with certain type of passport, so that, and that's America knew what they were doing. That doesn't help the average Liberian. So what exactly is she celebrating? To me, that tells you everything about the mindset of these people. She's celebrating because people like her gets the benefit. And she doesn't mind making it, and she's not ashamed about it, and she lets the world see it because they don't feel no accountability. That's why these people need to go to belly yalla. They all need to be investigated. Look at the budget. Does that budget allocate money to any anti-corruption agency? Is it? We're talking about asset recovery. Can you tell me
Oh,
the assets that are being
Peter.
recovered?
I said Requirement said they will contribute $10 million. We want to know where they will get the $10 million from.
Exactly. Well, how many millions have they gotten back so far?
Thank
It's
you.
it's about 2 years, right? So all these people who are celebrating, I was watching again, Cash Reloaded. These people who don't know anything about how the world came together, how it was
No.
formed, the history of other nations, how they were able to build, over there making fun of her whatever her name is, Fina Bundle, all right, making fun of George Weah, and these people are the con men that brought this old bush brain con men to power. They have nothing to
Because
show, right? My question is this right here, Yasendi. Is it okay to beat a thief? Is it okay to beat him? Because that's what we do in Liberia, right?
well,
So
well,
the question is,
well,
why is it okay? The question is, why is it okay to beat a thief? Is
well.
because he's taking
Peter,
from people?
they're killing people that they have stolen from, that they have forced and left no choice to steal, to lie, why they pay those very children to praise them, why they loot the nation. These are the ones
But
that
but even so, Yasendi, let's not even so. Let me concede that these are bad people. I'm willing to concede that. I can see that. That's a bad person. He snatched someone's purse. He tried to cut someone's arm off. He's trying to harm the life of a person. So if you're telling me that culturally we are okay with beating someone to death and taking a brick and throwing it in his head because he tried to
Yeah,
steal from someone's home, is it
yeah.
okay to do the same thing to Joseph Boycott and the people who are
Oh,
stealing
indeed,
millions and millions
indeed,
and millions from our people?
indeed.
Or you want to protect him? Again, how is his
No,
life better than
indeed,
anyone? This is
indeed.
how war starts.
Because he creating his action or their action is
Well, in action, yes.
yeah, their action or inaction, it is the byproduct of what you see in the street in Liberia. It
But
is
I'll go a
their
step
doing.
further. I'll go a step further. They're intentional about stealing. They try
Yeah,
to hide it. They are harming millions of people, not one person, not one family, millions of people. So if the culture of this impunity, this mob violence is okay to kill people, then you're saying that it's okay to do the same thing to you because you're way worse, right? So you talking about Fofana, you are disappointed in her. Again, just like I used to say about Wea, and I say about I'm not this. I haven't heard too many people say they're disappointed in boycott unless they're not smart people. But I'm disappointed. Anyone who's disappointed in Kula Fofana, like, okay, what what value he traveled, right? What value did if he didn't bring back $1? Okay, so you can be condescending saying the purpose of like she's some civic teacher. The purpose of the president going back is not to bring back money. What is he bringing back? Why did he
so what
go?
is he bringing back? Why did
Exactly.
he
So
leave? What
what
did he
what
spend
the
our money?
what's the
For
return
for
on our
what
money
purpose
then?
did he? What a return on our investment? Because when you
Yeah.
move, you're
So it's not
investing.
your money,
What is the
Kula.
return on our investment?
Okay, because you never had a real job. You, if you really want to have a real job, come to this country so we can all compete in a job market. Okay, what the little money we have in Liberia, what did we just spend it on? Right, when we could have built clinics and schools and roads and make sure our kids are not getting sick. Okay, making sure our kids have a future, they can get jobs. What did we spend the money on? You don't get to talk down to people like you're better than them. And she's so condescending. And I feel like that comment was about Yeke saying he comes back with empty hand. Kula Fofana, Yeke Kalaba is a billion times better and more valuable to our country than you ever could imagine you could possibly be.
Exactly.
Ever. And it's not debatable. We can literally list a litany of things that you are not to that country. Whether you come or you go, you live or you die, is insignificant to that country. You don't get to talk down to people who says, what is he bringing back? He's bringing back nothing. He adds nothing, just like he's never added for his entire useless career since the 1970s to now. He's added nothing to that country. Whether that man is here, lived or died, Liberia has nothing because he served in government.
Thank you, Peter. So, in essence, folks, we will be reaching out. We're gonna put some stuff together. We need to be on the air back in Liberia again. Um, I have been running back and forth. I'll be reaching out to some of you, some of my brothers and my sister for contribution, so we can get back on the air in Liberia because this is here. Most of us can read, we can write. Back home, yeah, people are hungry. People can read and write, but they don't may not have the time. Yeah, we may not have the time because we're moving back and forth. So it's really important to be on the air, educating our people, awakening our people, making them understand the rights and responsibility. I remember when we started in Seklipi, the member of the Grand Jury, people used to say, oh, you don't question your leader, you don't question the government. Now, as we continue, people start understanding why. Thank you, Sis Gladys, Glendy. They start in understanding why, and then they started asking questions. Peter understand from 2016, 2017, before we even Facebook went live, or before a lot of Liberians got on, we used to send our young people from community to community on Zoom, microphone, speakers in community, so we can teach the Constitution. Some of us, that's why when I hear people come at me on Facebook, oh, you won't do this, you won't do that. Who the hell are you to tell me what I want to do? Do you know what I've done? Do you know my journey? Do you know my commitment to my country? My commitment is not to an individual. Okay. If somebody shows up that's better than Alexander Camus, that has a plan, that will tell me the how, the where, and they have the character to back that, and they have done this somewhere, they have proven record. Guys, I would be like, Alex, listen, thank you. This journey was good. Just like when I was in college. Okay. I was that girl that would come and tell you, like, me, and they call me cold, call me whatever. I'll be like, it's not you, it's me. This is not working out. Thank you. Just, and move on. I would tell you that. I would do it with respect. I'm not the girl that will call you on the phone. I'm the girl that will walk to you. We have a conversation, and I will tell you where I stand. I'm not a girl anymore. I'm almost 60. I'm the woman that will face you in your face. Peter is here. Peter and I are very close. We can have a heated argument. We had one this morning. This afternoon, he had his side, I have my side. But we respect each other. We love each other. Okay, because I don't agree with him or he does not agree with me at a time, does not mean we respect each other any less or we care for each other. I know if I'm not in a place and Peter is there, somebody say, yeah, is there, he will say, no, that's not a yeah, I know. You got something to tell her. And it's the same with me. So this is where we are. How far we've come. We've been on this platform, from platform to platform, from here to Liberia. We care for our country. We care for our people. This is bigger than an individual. It's about the nation. It's about posterity. It's about the next generation to come. That's why we sacrifice. I could be sleeping. I could be finishing my project, but I'm here. Peter is here. This afternoon, we're on the phone, what they call it, hanky here, they say back home, passing things by one another. It's a lot to come and sit down here and talk for 1 hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours. It's a lot. So I just want to let you know, we will be reaching out to y'all. We want to say thank you for those of you who tuned in today. We have more people than we have had in a long time. The platform is growing now. We're at 2,000. We started last month, we're like 800. Just imagine we came for 100,000+, especially on the voice matter. And then it was taken down. Well, YouTube page was taken down. We're starting all over. We're not giving up on Liberia. Don't give up on us. And let's not give up on Liberia. It is all of our responsibility. Peter, that's my
Yeah,
thought.
so I just want to close by saying this. My why matters, right? My why is when I'm dead and gone, my kids have a country that they can live in, where they have a chance to live out their dreams. I believe it's possible. I believe it's possible because I've learned how other people were able to organize themselves and make that possible for their citizens. All the ingredients that is needed is in our country. I don't believe that you get to rate yourself as exploiters or bullies by being silent or compromising with them. I feel like I know you have to fight them. They have to know that you're uncompromising. I want a
Right.
future for our families and our kids that they're excited about, that they look forward to graduating high school and possibly going to college or starting a trade or going to military or within Liberia, where they can earn enough to get themselves a home. If they have a girlfriend or boyfriend, they're able to go on vacation. The life that we have here that other people have, I envision a future like they have in the Bahamas, that my kids are able to do that. And it's all possible. It is all possible if we just stop allowing the bad actors in our country, the adults like ourselves, to take advantage of our children. I think it's cowardly that we allow it to continue. There is no reason why Liberia, with all the natural resources that we have, that our country looks as it does. It tells you we have a visionless leader. There is no reason why we don't have a leader that can articulate how he's going to create a middle class and the importance of that speaks about nationalism, and not only speaks nationalism, works and is intentional and actively working towards making sure Liberians, our people, our brothers, our sisters, our moms, our aunties, our dads, are able to compete with foreigners within their own country. There is no reason why Our kids are not growing up to be engineers and architects and builders and mechanics and earning money that way, but instead, the brightest of our bright wants to go into politics and government. There is no reason why probably 90% of our kids are going to be keke or pimpin' riders or sell Lone Star or Orange Minutes for a living. We are
Yep.
failing our children. We are an embarrassment to our children. And kids, you don't realize that we are. This is disgraceful. Us, the middle aged people, the people who know better, those of us who were born in Liberia, came to another people's country, saw exactly how they got to organize themselves, and now we sit here and allow divisive people like Joseph Boyka, who has zero to offer any society in this world. Nothing does that man have that any society needs or want. He's just divisive, and he will look to eliminate those who don't side with him. If we don't stand up for our children, we are cowards. That is disgraceful. So I hope more people will start asking questions and we join this movement. Whereas we vet the people who lead, we ask real questions, we ask them the whens, whys, and hows, and we pick the best possible person to lead us. This conversation is not one that ends. This conversation is just beginning. But I need people to be active, proactive about really are you really living for your children? Okay. Will your children be proud of you in the future if they ask you what you did during this time period? Do you believe this person that we have right now, these people that we have right now, who are allowing our gold and our diamonds, especially the gold and our oil and our timber, to be exploited and
Yep.
extracted on an industrial level with no impact to the lives of those people? Do you really believe these are the people we should have there? And if not, if you're sitting there silently, you're a coward. And that's not okay. And your children shouldn't forgive you for that. That's why I'm not going to be silent. So when they kill me or when I'm dead and gone, at least my children, one day will come here and see that my dad did not sit down and allow that to happen. At least
Amen.
okay. So
Amen.
thank you, Yasin.
Amen.
It was a good conversation. And
Good
we'll talk.
conversation, Peter. Yes, we'll talk after. I'm gonna go get ready for how you call it today, the budget here. I'm gonna put this up and I'm gonna end it up here. It says the budget for the privileged few. So here we go. That's where the budget today is called. This is the on the yeah on front page Africa today. This is where the budget is. I hope everybody can see that. Okay, here it is right there. I'm gonna leave it here and I'm gonna close up with this. So here it is. Yeah, good day, everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and yep. Thank you so much, those of you who tune in. We are grateful for your presence.